Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve, गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे. Hare Krishna. So today is the day of Lord Ramchandra's victory over the evil. The evil is represented by Ravan. So I had a desire to study from Valmiki Ramayana. Although it is not available with us in the form that we see Srimad Bhagavatam, with each verse and then verses followed by word meaning, then translation, and then the purport. That will take time. One of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj's very learned disciple, uh, he is doing this seva. Vidwan Gauranto, who is doing this. So I want to begin with this verse that we know that Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. But this is the 1/4 of the verse. Pradeep, you know the full verse? It is just like saying Karmanya Vadikaraste. It's just 1/4 of the verse. So the full verse I will share because Lord Ram is the personification of Dharma. You can see the screen. So this is the verse which is appearing in Mahabharata also and Manu Samhita. It says, Dharma eva rakshati rakshita tasmad dharmo nahantavyo mana dharmo hato vadhet. So the first portion says, Dharma eva hato hanti. One who do not follow the principles of Dharma, Dharma destroys that person. Dharma eva hato. Hato means to violate or to trespass. So whoever does not follow Dharma, Dharma eva hato, who degrades Dharma in his life, hanti, that means it becomes the cause of his fall down. He becomes destroyed. Dharma eva hato hanti, and dharma rakshati rakshita. And whoever preserves or whoever follows Dharma, Dharma protects or preserves him. So tasmad dharmo na hantavyo. So one must never violate the principles of religion. Tasmad dharmo na hantavyo. Why? Because mano dharmo hato vadit. If you violate it, then it will destroy us. This is in Manu Samhita. So we see Lord Ram, the character of Lord Ram is the personification of Dharma. He is Maryada Purushottam. Ramo Vigravan Dharmaha. He is the Vigraha form. He is the embodiment. He is the personification of Dharma. And he is Sadhu Satya Parakrama. He is saintly, although he takes the position of a king, but all his dealings, all his character, all his conducts are very, very same. And he upholds the truth under all conditions, Satya. And he has valor, Parakrama. His power is unmatched. And is Raja Sarvasya Lokasya. He is the unquestioned king of all the living entities. Raja Sarvasya Lokasya Deva Nameva Vasava, even the demigods. So today is the day when the Supreme Lord, he slain the demon, the chief of the demons, Ravana. So actually, this fight took for 7 days and 7 nights. We will see that it will be mentioned in the Valmiki Ramayana. So we will try if we can cover 3 sargas or the 3 chapters, 106, 107, 108. I could find a little bit of, search on the internet, the translations of these verses. Yeah. So I will begin. With one. You can see the screen. This is Valmiki Ramayana, Yuddha Kanda, and Sarga. Sarga is the chapter. It's a huge chapters. This is the Yuddha Kanda. There are 7 skandhas or 7 cantos. So this is the 6th one. Seeing Ravana's chariot coming, Ram asked Matali, the charioteer, to be on his guard. So on the 7th day, the chariot of Indra came along with his charioteer. Bad omens prognosticating the fall of Raman and good omens predicting the victory of Ram appeared in the scene of battlefield. It is similar to what we see in the 1st chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What were the signs for victory for the Pandavas, and what were the signs of or symptoms of defeat for the Kauravas? Thrilling with rapture, the charioteer of Raman, drove forward quickly his chariot, a chariot which was capable of attacking the army of enemies. A wonderful piece of art like Gandharva city, an imaginary city in the sky, mounted with flags, yoked with horses of excellent quality, adorned with golden necklaces. This is the description of Ravana's chariot. Filled with war implements, adorned with rows of flags and banners, which were devouring the sky, as it were, making the earth resound, which was the destroyer of the army of adversaries and caused delights to his own. Ram saw that Ravana's chariot, which was coming speedily with a noise, bearing a large flag staff, yoked with black horses, endowed with a terrific luster, blazing like an aerial car in the sky, with the luster of the sun, filled with lightning like flags, and with a beautiful appearance of a rainbow. Seeing that chariot releasing streams of arrow, like a cloud releasing streams of rain, with a noise equal to that of a bursting mountain, struck with a diamond. Ram, after stretching his bow in a crescent shape, spoke to Matali, Indra's charioteer, as follows: O Matali, from the way in which the enemy is marching forward from left to right with a great speed in his chariot, more it appears that heart has been sent upon destroying himself in the battle. I'll read once again. Marching forward from left to right with a great speed in his chariot, it appears that heart has been sent by him upon destroying himself in the battle. Therefore, take care and march forward. Facing the chariot of the enemy, I wish to destroy it. Even as the wind would blow a cloud without a fear and flurry, and you with a steady heart and vision, and the movement of the reins fully controlled, drive the chariot swiftly. So Lord Ram is, in a way, inspiring and removing the fear from the heart of Mitali, his charioteer, because the chariot that was coming from the opposite side of Ravana was very, very, what should I say, very impressive. It was a huge one. You need not be instructed by me, accustomed as you are to drive the chariot of Indra, the Lord of Celestial. This is Lord Ram's humility. He says, you need not be instructed by me because you are charioteer of Indra, you are not my servant. Keen as I am to fight with a close attention, I am just reminding you and not teaching you. Just see the dealing. This is Dharma personified character of Lord Ram. I am just reminding you and not teaching you. Extremely gratified with those words of Ram, that Mitali, the excellent charioteer of God, drove on the chariot, passing the huge chariot of Ravan on the right. The charioteer then set Ravana shaking by the dust risen from the wheels of his own chariot. So this is what was done in the first exchange, that the chariot of Lord Ram, it surpassed from the right the chariot of Ravana, and in a way enraged him, made him look inimical. Then enraged Ravan, with his coppery eyes wide open, trembled. Ram, who stood facing his chariot with arrows, meeting fortitude with anger, thus provoked with assault, Ram took hold of Indra's bow, which was possessed of extraordinary impulse in the battlefield. So the chariot which came from Indra with the charioteer, it also had all of Indra's ammunition. So Lord Ram used his bow. It is mentioned here in Valmiki Ramayana that Ram took hold of Indra's bow, which was possessed of extraordinary impulse in the battlefield. He also seized hold of arrows of exceeding swiftness, which were shining like the sunbeams. Then began the great battle between the two warriors, Ram and Ravan, who were desirous of killing each other while facing each other like two proud lions. Then the gods, along with the Gandharvas, the celestial musicians, Siddhas, and the demigods, and great sages, desirous of Ravana's ruin, arrived to see the battle of both the chariot warriors. Thereupon, terrific portents that caused one hairs to stand on end appeared, giving an augury of doom to Ravana and prosperity to Ram. So all these heart penetrate residents, they all assembled, and all of them had only one desire: they demolish this demon Ravan. The gods of rain poured blood on Ravan's chariot. Who's god of rain? Indra. Horrible wind blew from right to left, forming circles. A large flock of vultures roaming about in the sky was flying toward the same direction in which Ravan's chariot was going. So what are these? These are all symptoms. These are all inauspicious symptoms for Ravan to be able to see that what is coming in for him. Lanka was overcast with dusk, resembling a red japa flower. The land in Lanka, as also the day, appeared as if they were blazing. Large meteors along with the lightning fell with great noise. Those entities inimical to Ravan made demons to lament. The earth on which Ravan was there trembled. The arms of fighting demons looked as if were clasped. Fallen before Ravan, the rays of the sun appeared coppery, yellow, white, and dark, and like mineral ores on a mountain. The she-jackals, followed by vultures, hastily uttered inauspicious howls. On beholding Ravana's face, as also vomiting fire from their mouths. So this was the situation of Ravan. The battle has still not begun. Scattering the dust upwards over the battlefield, and clouding the vision of that Ravan, the wind blew in a direction inimical to him. Even without the appearance of cloud, thunderbolts fell on his army on all sides, with a noise which was hard to endure. All the quarters and the immediate points of the compass became covered with darkness, and due to outpouring of dust, the sky became difficult to be seen. Hundreds of dreadful Sarika birds. The first time I'm hearing Sarika birds. Zoological name Tudus salika. Someone can note and do the research later. Pranab, you note this? Sarika bird, and the zoological name is Tudus salika. With their awful howls, this may be in some upper planets. Terrible fighting there fell down upon Ravana's chariot. His horses discharged sparks of fire from their hips, and loins as also tears from their eyes, releasing out fire and water at the same time continuously. Frightful portents in multitude thus sprang up, bringing danger and destruction to Ravan. Pleasant and auspicious omens depicting victory of Ram appeared on all sides. Before Ram seeing the pleasant omens depicting his victory, Ram was very much pleased and considered Ravan as already dead. Then Ram, with the knowledge of all the omens, having seen those portents in his own way in the battlefield, obtained rejoice as well as the extreme happiness and shown enhanced prowess in combat. So this is the 106th chapter in Yuddha Kand of Valmiki. So this is only the like a summary. Like we have Krishna book. The Krishna book gives the summary. Prabhupada has given the summary. It is actually not even the summary, it is even more synopsis. It is giving only the translation of the verses. This is the translation of the verses. So we'll go to the next server, where the actual battle will begin. Approaching Ram, standing observed in fight in the battlefield. Oh, sorry, I have gone previously. One moment, I have to go to the next server. 106, 107. Then ensued a fierce and a prolonged chariot duel between Ram and Ravan, which was frightful to all the worlds. Then the army of the demons and the huge army of monkeys stood motionless with their weapons held fast in their hands, having their hearts captivated in seeing these two warriors, a human being and a demon, both in full strength, engaged in a fight. All for their part experienced a great wonder. Having their hands occupied with various kinds of weapons, all those warriors stood amazed in mind in beholding that duel. So everyone stopped fighting. Everyone stopped fighting. So where were the eyes and heart? They were all gazing to see this most important battle of the war between Lord Ram and Ravan. They did not go for war on each other. The demons beholding Ravan and the army of monkeys seeing Ram with their eyes, in amazement appeared as though they were paintings. Having made up their minds and being firm in their anger, those two warriors, for their part, Ram and Ravan, fought fearlessly. As it were, on seeing the portents in the battle, Ram, who was convinced that he was going to win, and Ravan, who was also firmly persuaded that he would die, then demonstrated the entire wealth of their prowess in battle on that occasion. Thereupon, the valiant Ravan, putting his arrows with anger, released them, directing them towards the flagstaff fixed on Ram's chariot. Without even reaching the ensign on Indra's chariot and touching of the staff which supported the banner of the chariot, the arrows fell on the ground. So Ravan tried to cut off the flag. That is the first thing. These huge chariots, they have huge flags. What are they called? It is there in the first chapter. The flag of Arjuna. It has Lord Hanuman is sitting there. Hanuman is seated. It is Kapi Dhwaja. Kapi Dhwaja. But the first thing that the warriors do is to bring down the enthusiasm. They cut the flag because the flag demonstrates the victory flag. So when Ravan tried that, it did not work because Matali was very, very expert. He moved the chariot in such a way that the arrows did not touch. It went untouched. So all the chariot on the ground, on the arrows which were released by Ravan, it did not cut the flag, rather it fell on the ground. Thereafter, the valiant Ram, too in great anger, stretched his bow, proceeded with his mind to return blow for blow. Rama released a sharp arrow, looking like a huge serpent, which was unbearable, as though blazing with its own splendor, directed towards Ravana's flagstaff. As the brilliant Ram released the arrow toward the flagstaff, that arrow, tearing as under Ravana's flagstaff, entered the earth. That standard mounted on Ravana's chariot, having been torn off, fell off the ground. So this is the first exchange. The first exchange, Ravan, he released his arrows to tear off the flag of Lord Ram, but it was unsuccessful. And when Lord Ram released, it teared the flag and it entered the ground with the earth. Seeing the torn down pieces of his flagstaff, that mighty Ravan stood blazing as though he was laughing with intolerance. Flaming up with anger, he showed a stream of arrows, afflicted as he was with the power of wrath. Ravan took Rama's horses with blazing arrows. So now he has come to the lower level. He could not do what the warriors do. So now he has come down. What he is now trying to attack? He is trying to attack the horses. Ravan struck Rama's horses with blazing arrows. Those divine horses were neither shaken nor stumbled in the battlefield. They were indeed healthy at heart and felt as though they were just struck with lotus stalks. The arrows of Ravan could not do any damage. Seeing those horses unstumbled, Ravan was thus very much enraged and released showers of arrows. He also hurled maces, iron bludgeons, discs, iron clubs, mountain tops, trees, spikes, and axes. Unwearied as he was in his heart and in effort, Ravan then employed streams of missiles as a creation of magic and also thousands of arrows. In that battle, abundant rain of various missiles, which were tumultuous, generating fear, terrific, and attending with a terrible echo, descended, leaving alone Ram's chariot. Ravan released arrows on the army of monkeys on all sides, thus wholly covering the sky. So much arrows he released, so many missiles, so many other war ammunition. Everything he released with a flurry. Ravan released arrows with a mind which had given up all hope of survival. Seeing that Ravana was interested in the battle, putting forth his great effort, Ram fitted sharp arrows to his bow, as though laughing, and thereupon he loosened the arrows in hundreds and thousands. Seeing those arrows, Ravan completely covered the sky with his own arrows. Due to that dazzling shower of the arrows then employed by the two warriors, the shining sky looked like a second sky filled with arrows. So, there is a sky, and there was a sky which was made of completely filled with arrows. The second sky, the sky of arrows. While Ram and Ravan were discharging the arrows thus in the battlefield, no arrow missed the target. No one failed to pierce the target, and none had gone in vain. Colliding with each other, they fell on the ground. Releasing the arrows left and right continually, they fought at each other. With their terrific arrows, they made the sky bereft of even a breathing space. Ram struck Ravana's horses. Ravana struck Ram's horses. Both the warriors then struck at each other, doing anything before and after. So this was a very intense kind of battle. Those two extremely enraged warriors in this way carried out excellent combat. A tumultuous battle ensued for an hour or so, causing the hair to stand erect. The mighty Ravan and Ram carried out the fight well with sharp arrows in the battlefield. That Ravan at that time was very much enraged with Ram, as his flagstaff was thrown down. All the created beings, for their part, gazed with an astonished mind on Ram and Ravan, and who thus were fighting at each other in the battlefield, furiously attacking each other in the battlefield. Those excellent chariots of two warriors ran towards each other. Intent on destroying each other, those chariots displaying various types of movement, such as moving in circles, moving straight, and darting forward, as also receding forward, originated from the capabilities of those charioteers, assumed a terrible aspect. So both were very skilled. Even Ravana's charioteer was very skilled. He was matching in all maneuvers. Rama wounding Ravan and Ravan too wounding Ram. Both of them had recourse to speed in movements in their forward and backward portions. Those excellent chariots, casting streams of arrows, strolled in the battlefield like two clouds pouring showers. Showing various kinds of movement in the battlefield, those chariots then again stood facing each other. The shaft of the two chariots, even as they stood at the moment, met one with the other shaft. The muzzle of the horses met, and the one with the other, and the flags met one with the other flags. Then Ram, with the 4 sharp arrows discharged from his bow, drove back the 4 splendid horses of Ravan. That Ravan, feeling a prey to anger for retracting his horses, discharged sharp arrows on Ram. Ram, who was severely struck by the mighty Ravan, did not get upset, nor was he even tottered. Directed towards Matali, Indra's charioteer, Ravan hurled arrows with a sound similar to that of the thunderbolt. Arrows of great speed fallen on Matali's body did not cause even a pretty little of bewilderment or hurt on him on that battle. Enraged at that daring attack on Matali, Ram, who for his part did not feel provoked by the attack on himself, made his enemy turn away by hurling a network of arrows on him. The violent Ram discharged 20, 30, 60, and hundreds and thousands of arrows on the enemy's chariot. Because Ravan attacked Matali, so this enraged Lord Ram much more. So the Lord is Bhakta Vatsala. He can never tolerate any injustice done to his devotee. Thereupon even Ravan, the enraged king of demons, who was seated in the chariot, tormented Ram by showering maces and mallets on him in the battle. The battle that started again by then was tumultuous, causing one's hair to stand erect. With the sound of maces, mallets, and iron rods, and with the guts raised by plumes adorning the flying arrows, the 7 agitated oceans fell disquieted. Thousands of all the demons and serpents inhabiting in the nethermost subterranean region of the agitated oceans felt disturbed. The entire earth, including mountain, groves, and forests, trembled. Inhabiting in the nearmost subterranean regions of the agitated ocean felt disturbed. The entire earth, including mountain, groves, and forests, trembles. The sun too became gloomy. Even the wind did not blow. Then the gods, along with the Gandharvas, the celestial musicians, Siddhas, the semi-divine beings, great sages and all, including Kinnaras and the mythical beings, the great serpent became disquieted. At that time, those gods, along with the troops of sages, saying, may all be well with the cows and Brahmanas. May all the worlds endure forever. May Ram conquer Ravan. Saw a terrific battle between Ram and Ravana, which caused one hair to stand on end. Seeing that matchless struggles and observing that the sky is its own compeer with the ocean as its own analog, the battle between Ram and Ravan can be likened only to the battle between Ram and Ram. No battle can compare, and no warrior can also compare. Who can compare to Lord Ram? The host of Gandharvas, the celestial musicians, the Apsaras, the heavenly limbs, looked on that battle between Ram and Ravan. So everyone from the higher planetary, everyone was very much absorbed in watching this battle. Thereupon the great armed Ram, who augmented the fame of the kings born in Raghu dynasty, stretching with anger the serpent-like arrow with his bow, chopped off the glorious head of Ravana. The first head was chopped off, which was graced with blazing earrings. Then all the three worlds saw that head fallen on the ground, another head exactly similar to that head, cropped up on the shoulder of Ram. That second head was again chopped off by Ram, possessing a swift hand, and who was swift in his act. The second head of Ravan was cut off by arrows in that battle. Soon after that head was chopped off, it again rose into view. Rama chopped off that head too with his arrows, looking like thunderbolts. In the same manner, 100 of Ravana's head of equal splendor were chopped off by Ram. Not only 10 heads, 100. Very clearly, yeah, I read yesterday also, and today also stressing this point. Lord Ram chopped off 100 heads. Ravana's head of equal splendor was chopped off by Ram. Yet no certainty about Ravan's death could be seen. Thought equipped with many arrows and well versed with all kinds of missiles, the valiant Ram, the augmenter of Kaushalya's joy, then became thoughtful, said to himself as follows. What is the reason these arrows by which Marich, Khara, Tushan, Kaban and Croucha forest and Viranda and Danda forest were killed, by which 7 sal trees and the mountains were burst, by which Bali was killed and the ocean shaken up, all these arrows which provided immediate succor to me in the battle have proved of little efficiency in the cause of Ravan. So the arrows were not working. Although it was working, it was cutting off the heads of the Raman, but the Raman's head was reappearing. Thus, absorbed in thought, Ram remained vigilant in the battlefield. He showered streams of arrows in Ravana's chest. Thereupon, even Ravan, the enraged king of demons, who was seated in his chariot, tormented Ram by showering maces and millets on him in the combat. The great tumultuous, thus absorbed in thought, Ram remained vigilant in the battlefield. He showered streams of arrows in Ravana's chest. Thereupon, even Ravan, the enraged king of demons, who was seated in his chariot, tormented Ram by showering maces and mallets on him in the combat. The great tumultuous battle which was caused one's hair to stand on end took place in the sky, on the ground, and furthermore on the mountain. while the gods, the demons, yakshas, and supernatural beings, the devils, the serpents, and the ogres were witnessing the great battle occurred for 7 days. So here it is mentioned. So Lord Ram and Raman, they fought for 7 days. There was no respite in battle between Ram and Ravan. Either it is night or in the daytime, or for an hour, or even for an instant. Not beholding the victory of Ram in the combat between Ram and Ravan. That great souled Matali, the charioteer of Indra, quickly spoke the following words to Ram, who was still engaged in fighting. So thus ends the 107th chapter of the Yuddhakar. So 7 days have passed. So next chapter. Thereupon, Matali refreshed the memory of Ram as follows. O valiant one, why are you still carrying out the battle with Raman as though you were unaware of how to dispose of him? O Lord, you can employ a mystic missile presided over by Brahma, the Lord of creation. The time for his destruction has come now, as expressed by the celestials. So Matali is reminding Lord Ram. Then the valiant Ram, who was reminded thus by Matali, took hold of a blazing arrow which was given by Brahma, and which in turn was given to him by glorious sage Agastya. So there was one very special ammunition arrow which was created by Brahmaji, and it was given to Indra for protection. But somehow this great sage Agastya, he had it, and Agastya Rishi, he gave it to Lord Ram. When Lord Ram was in exile, they went to Dandakaranya and en route from Chitrakoot to Dandakaranya, they got an opportunity to meet Agastya Rishi. And they satisfied Agastya Rishi very much. And Agastya Rishi, being pleased, he gifted that arrow of Brahmaji to Lord Ram. Also, it will come, he also gave the mantra. Agastya, earlier in the battlefield, which looked like a hissing serpent, having been made formerly for Indra. So Brahmaji made it for Indra, the Lord of celestials by Brahma, the Lord of creation of infinite strength. It was bestowed in the past on the ruler of gods, who were desirous of conquering the three worlds. So this special arrow has been described. What kind of arrow is this? In its feather, wind was established. In its end point were the fire and the sun. In its heaviness was Mount Meru and Mandar. Its shift was made of ether, provided with good shaft decked with gold. The arrow, which had its body shining, had been made up of the efficacy of all elements and an illuminating power of the sun. Blazing like a fire at the time of universal dissolution, enveloped in smoke and looking like a venomous snake. It was swift in action and capable of bursting hosts of men, elephants, and horses. It broke gateways, iron bars, and even mountains. So once released, it was such a powerful arrow, it could break the gateways, iron bars, and even mountains. Smeared with the blood of various victims and coated with their marrow, it presented a very terrific appearance. That arrow had an efficacy of a thunderbolt and loud-sounding tearing of armies of adversaries in many battles, and creating fear to all like a hissing serpent. It was giving perennial feeds to vultures, eagles, cranes, troops of jackals, and demons of the battlefield, possessing a form of Yama, the lord of death, and was fearful. That arrow bestowed joy in the monkey leaders and destroyed the demons. It was made speedy by tying various kinds of beautiful colored feathers of Garud, the king of eagles, to it, making it sacred by a special formula as per the procedure specified in scriptures. Ram, who was endowed with extraordinary strength, then fixed that arrow, which was the foremost among the three worlds, capable of removing the fear of Ikshvaku dynasty, taking away the glories of the enemy, and bestowing joy to one's own self or on his bow. While that excellent arrow was being fixed by Ram, all the beings were frightened and the earth trembled. That enraged Ram, stretching his bow well and with an attentive mind, hurled that arrow which can tear off the vitals towards Raman. That arrow which was inviolable as a thunderbolt, hurled by the arms of Indra and irresistible as Yama, the lord of death, fell upon Ravana's chest. That arrow released with great speed and which was capable of destroying the body, tore off the heart of that evil-minded Ravan. That arrow, which was capable of causing death to the body, after taking away the life of Ravan and having been anointed with blood, penetrated the earth, smeared with blood on having killed Ravan and thereby accompanying its mission. That arrow re-entered its own quiver of Indra silently. From the hands of the slain Ravana, who was being separated from his life, fell his bow with its arrow fitted to it, at the same time coinciding indeed with his life breath. So in this way, Lord Ram, he killed Ravana with the help of that arrow which was made by Brahmaji. And Lord Ram was reminded by Matali, and also Agastya. Having lost his life, the king of demons for his past, who was endowed with terrible swiftness and invested with great splendor, fell down from the chariot to the ground. Like Vritra, the demon who was later struck down by the thunderbolt of Indra, seeing Ravan fallen down on earth, the surviving demons, whose king has been killed, were panic-stricken and ran away from all sides. The monkeys who fought with trees fell upon the demons from all sides. Seeing the killing of Ravan, the monkey assumed a triumphant appearance. Tormented by the monkeys, the demons rushed back with panic towards Lanka, with faces looking miserable and tears flowing down. The supporter, having been killed, roaring shouts of joy, quite rejoiced as they were, and proclaiming Ram's victory and the killing of Raman in their hands, the monkeys behaved like conquerors. So I'll stop here. So this was the section which gives the explanation of how the fierce the battle was. Hare Krishna. So we should pray to Lord Ram today to kill the Ravan which is not visible to us, which is hiding inside our heart. The 10 heads of Raman represents what? Lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, envy, all of it. So we have to invite Lord Ram. Raman was 10-headed. In our heart, how many anantas are there? No count. If you really call upon Lord Ram and should be willing, then we are actually celebrating Dasha. Hare Krishna. Stop. From your side, do you have any contribution? Please add. Also, today is the appearance day of Sripad Madhvacharya, the great stalwart Vaishnava Acharya, under whose lineage we all come. the illustrious Brahmadva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna. Yes, Ravindra.
प्रभु जी आपने बताया कि रावण का तो 10 हेड था, तो 100 टाइम्स लॉर्ड राम उसको चॉप किए।
हाँ, तो भी वो जा नहीं रहा था ना, उसके पास ब्रह्मा का वरदान था। जैसे ही वो कटता था वो दूसरा हेड आ जाता था। तो मिताली ये देख रहे थे, बोले ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप? बोले why you are having this defensive attitude in fight? Why you are not using that weapon of Brahmaji? And he reminded of Agast Muni also came. Agast Muni also appeared there, and he reminded Lord Ram of chanting. I don't know why this is not mentioned here. I'm surprised. Of chanting the Aditya Hridayam mantra. There is one mantra of Aditya Hridayam mantra, which is seeking the power from the sun god. Lord Ram was coming in the lineage of sun god. He was Suryavanshi. Today you all had holiday. सबका छुट्टी था. क्या किया? How you utilized? Pranav?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I've chanted and heard
Chanted
the
how many
morning
rounds? How many rounds you chanted?
16 Prabhuji.
Why 16? When you have extra time, then you should chant more. Tomorrow everyone should try to chant 32, including myself. Okay? Otherwise, we will not have the aspiration to chant. If we don't chant. Simple. Sleep now, sleep in time. Why you have to remain awake till 10:30, 10:40? Ravinder, what you have to do? I see Pradeep is very punctual. As soon as I switch off, as soon as I, close the Zoom, his message comes within 2-3 minutes. I joined in the morning, early in the morning today, 5:15. Only Ravinder was there. That too, the video was off. No one else was there. And Manoram, he is never there before 6, I think. I have never seen him. He is very, settled in sleep. Life is there to sleep. That is the best way to utilize the life. Look at the character of Lakshmana. 14 years there was no sleep. Why? Because he was in service of Lord Ram. What service can we perform? We are very much saddled in our own bodily desires and demands of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. The consciousness is very degraded. So please pray at least. Try to have the aspiration to come out of it. So all start chanting by 5. When the timing is of 5, why and what is the point in chanting with video off? That means something apart from chanting is being done. That is why video is off. And making a show that I am there. That should be avoided. Okay, I'll stop here. Shri Valmiki Ramayana ki jai. All glories to Lord Ram. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.